Hello and welcome to Hoot Wisdom. Today we're going to be taking a small dive into the world of guitar mics. We've decided to take a condenser, a dynamic, and a ribbon microphone, and test them out on 3 different guitar tones: acoustic, clean electric, and distorted electric. The idea here is to see which mic works best for each guitar tone we've lined up. The mics we chose are a Neumann TLM-103 condenser mic, a Shure SM57 dynamic mic, and a Cascade Fathead 2 ribbon microphone. We did our best to mic everything as neutrally as possible to avoid any confounding variables, meaning we aimed and placed all 3 microphones on each guitar setup as similarly as we could. So what's going to be the most obvious difference between these mics is the frequency response. So let's take a look at their frequency charts. The TLM, being a condenser mic, is by far the most even of the 3, holding strong down to 70-ish Hz and staying strong up and past 10 kHz. As you can see, the SM57 is the most down the middle of the mics, increasing but getting a bit rocky approaching 10 kHz and steadily dwindling as it enters the low range. The Fathead 2 is notable in its rounded off high end, lifted mid frequencies, and good low range. All of this dramatically shapes the tone of each mic, and you'll want to use a mic that captures your sound the way you desire. So without further ado, let's see how these microphones did in Hoot Wisdom's first microphone shootout. So after comparing each mic on each tone, here's what we concluded. For the acoustic, we found that the condenser worked best, since it captured the complex timbre of the guitar more accurately. The 57 came in at a close second since its frequency response was more similar to the TLM, and the Fathead simply attenuated too many high frequencies and took away too much color and detail for it to hold up. For a clean electric sound, each mic did pretty well and had something going for it, but ultimately, the mic we liked the best was once again the condenser, for similar reasons to why we liked it on the acoustic. It captured the detail very nicely, and the high-end frequency response gave it a nice brightness. The 57 is a close second here, and its slower transient response actually gave the guitar a nice rounded yet percussive articulation. And our boy Fathead 2 once again is on the bottom because it didn't capture those beautiful high frequencies well enough. But there is something to be said about the warmth it brought to the tone. And finally, our distorted electric guitar. Interestingly enough, we enjoy our boy Fathead 2 the most here. It gave the performance a nice beefy sound, and its lower high-end response actually helped it remove some shrill frequencies. The 57 is once again in second for having a more rounded high end than the condenser, and the condenser ultimately had too much high end. Now before we close out here, I want to mention one thing. None of this is purely objective. You may disagree with any of the opinions expressed in this video. Ultimately, what it comes down to is the genre you're playing, the way you're using the guitar, and ultimately, where you want it in the mix. It's up to you at the end of the day to trust your creative ear. Well, that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to like and subscribe.